cult of personality, the cult of personality, the cult of personality.
Welcome back to the Cult of Personality podcast, hosted by yours truly, Mikeymcchoppa. With us today is a returning face, along with some new faces. Today with me, we have my boy Staggy.
How are we doing?
My favorite white boy out of Connecticut. We also have Jacoby over here.
What's up?
What's up? And introduce yourself as well.
What's up, Moody?
Moody?
That's our boy Sadboymood.
Sad boy.
And my
Mood.
beautiful wife behind the camera, who you can't see. She says hi.
Oh, yeah. And we're all here to talk kind of like pretty much... This is part 2. Last interview we did is turning a year old within like... By the time this is out, it's already a year old. So it's been a year. And I just want to recap pretty much with what's been going on since then. We talked about fucking... For the family. We talked about... just... Drugs. We talked about... Yeah, I was supposed to watch the interview to recap. We talked about your origin stories coming out of Connecticut and stuff like that, kind of how you got into the music and shit like that. And now I want to talk about how you like expanded since then, what you've been up to, shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like we both got a lot to say, regarding that. Like, last time we interviewed, I think I just dropped my album called The Beaten Path. I feel like that was my first project that was really like solid. But since that, I've expanded my waters a lot. That project was very like acoustic guitar, like singy emo, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love making that type of stuff, but I started like adventuring in a lot more different sounds, and I got a project coming out right now called Drive Safe. It's a lot of like, it's everything, but it's me trying to like make like a concept album and focus on like lyrics predominantly over like everything, and like an overarching theme, which is like the first time I've really done that.
Yeah.
In my music, I feel like, at least like publicly.
Rather than like a compilation, right?
Yeah. And like the videos, like the visuals have definitely gotten a lot better too. Thanks to our boy over here.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Jacoby.
Be cooking up, editing and shit. We got like few videos like in the vault and stuff, ready to come out.
How's the creative process of those, like creating those, how's that been?
So right now, like, we still just do it on our phones and like do it on CapCut, it's still like, I've shot a few videos like on real cameras and stuff, but like, I don't know, we're still just in grind mode.
Yeah.
CapCut is a fucking savior. I think like,
it honestly is, yeah.
I thought it was like a stupid, silly TikTok editing app when it first came out, and I'm
same.
But when I downloaded it on the computer, CapCut's what's carrying the Cult of Personality podcast right now. nobody has $300 for Final Cut Pro right now.
No, that shit is expensive, man.
And what was the other one you were trying to learn?
DaVinci.
That shit looks like fucking like NASA computer science. I
used to like edit on my phone on CapCut.
Yeah.
I finally got a MacBook and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I gotta learn it on the MacBook first before I switch to anything else,
100%. I was using a like jailbroken Final Cut on my old laptop, and then I got this one, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't have it on the App Store. My mom bought it for me jailbroken. So yeah, that's how I found out. I was like, oh, I don't have it on the App Store. Damn, my mom must have pirated this shit. Scratching my head.
She's smart, bro.
Right. I thought about that. I'm
it's
like,
hard
damn,
to find
mom.
Those things.
Shout out mom of personality.
Right, exactly. So whatever, I'm like, fuck. But the CapCut, like, it's free, and it's like as close as you can get to Final Cut without like some of the cool features. Like,
no, 100%. For what it is, you can do a lot of stuff with it.
Hell yeah.
I just directed and edited my first video for my boy Celix.
Hell yeah.
CapCut all the way. Fire.
Yo, if you know how to navigate your way, you can make some dope shit. I know like the NASA computer shit is probably to like make a movie or something, and that's cool and all, but I like DIY shit. Yeah.
I think a lot of DaVinci too is like 3D animation. Like
it like incorporates a lot of like AI type shit. I don't know. And it's like I don't know if I wanna like some things like it's okay to incorporate it, but like other things like I'm not just like do it the way I exactly want it,
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not a big AI fan at all.
Me neither. Real. I'm not.
I hate AI.
I hate AI a lot.
I've been seeing it like pop off like a lot.
Me too. I hate
recently,
that.
And I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get why people are
Whoa, dude. Holy shit.
Cheech going crazy.
Cheech is going nuts. I hope the camera caught her just going midair. Because what it is she's obsessed with the snake, my snake in the tank.
Do they get along?
Is he there right now?
Okay, so here's like their dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. The snake just looks at her through the glass, and I think she like likes her enough to like just stare at her and be there. But my cat wants to kill that snake.
No shit.
Yeah, she like goes up to the thing, and she's like, if the snake is like to the glass, she'll be there like trying to scratch the glass. Oh, like if she had her, she would go for her. Like,
have they ever met like face to face?
I take the snake out sometimes and like hold her, and the cat will just look like ready to like tweak, you know? And it's like, you can't do anything because what are you gonna do, climb my body to get to the snake? Like, no. So she just has to look from wherever, like and she does, and it's really weird. And you know what it is though, she's half Norwegian wildcat, so she's like a little, her instincts are a little more intact than like her domesticated counterparts.
Yeah.
Definitely more than my cat.
Yeah, she's annoying. Look, watch, she does this on purpose.
She's gonna knock the water.
Yo, and it makes the loudest noise, and it's the water for the snake. It's like, what's your beef, dude? Yeah, look at you. We're all watching you, so you're like, I'm gonna go around.
Well, she can't get to him. She's just trying to like run him out of resources till, you know what I'm saying, his time's up.
That's your sister. That's what I tell her. So I'm like, that's your sister. You be nice. No, doesn't work. Anyhow. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool that y'all are like coming at it from a different perspective with new ideas, different fucking editing apps. Before we like kind of recap and start talking about like projects and your collaborations and shows and stuff, I want to talk about Jacoby and like how'd you get into like the videography and what you do and stuff.
Honestly, it started probably like 2018.
Oh shit, okay.
I started with like editing like just like pictures and shit to post on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like making like mock like album covers and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, that was just like a thing like back then, like around when like TikTok first came out, like trends of like making album covers and shit. And I don't know that.
Oh,
really,
like the videos, like the stop motion ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that shit really caught my eye, and it just like kind of kept going with that. And then videos came next. I don't know. I like directing. I feel like the most, like directing the music videos, because I can really like make my vision like come to life as much as I can with like the resources I have,
Yeah.
But
so, that's dope. So you found the creative spark through like the album covers and shit. So like kind 100%. Of like graphic design of sorts.
Yeah.
So where do you move it towards like visuals, and where do you realize like, yo, I can make this shit come to life for real?
To be honest, like as a JIT, like I would like play Call of Duty and shit, and I would like edit together like montages and like whatnot.
Nice.
Like trick shots.
Oh, I remember
like,
the J.
like
Kobe
that,
montages. I mean? They were crazy.
And so like, I don't know, when like thoughts of like doing videos started like appearing, and I saw like what other people could do. I was like, I can do this shit too, man.
Hell yeah.
Even without a camera, just like on the phone, like still like you can make like a lot like happen.
Hell yeah. I like that approach and that idea, because it's like, bro, I even fall victim to it sometimes. Like sometimes you think like, yo, I need this mic, or I need this fucking thing. I need something like to just, and it's like, no, bro, you can just do it.
You don't need much, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you have a vision and you have some resources, you can do a lot with it.
Exactly. Hell yeah. And so like, between then and now, like what have you worked on to really like master your craft as like a videographer? Like it's just been collaborating with like pals. Have you like?
Yeah. I've done videos for like I want to say 3 or 4 different people. Nice. And then also recently just like meeting new people who are into that sort of stuff, like shooting their own videos. Like do you know Pure Joe?
Hell yeah! Shout out Pure Joe.
Shout out Pure Joe.
Sick. We were down here last weekend and shot a video and stuff, and I was really just like seeing like how he does it, and getting different angles on like the stuff I want to do. Yeah that's dope. So just being around like-minded individuals and working with like-minded individuals and shit like that, the community, hell yeah, stuff, that's dope. How do you find the community, like your peoples? I think it's luck, honestly. Yeah, I mean, like it has always been. You hang around it enough, you'll meet the people you like click with the most, just like frequencies and shit. Yeah, exactly. Real shit. Hell yeah. I just want to talk about that, because whenever we have like a new face on the pod, I'm like, imagine I just have you sitting here and we talk about Staggy the whole time, and you just hear like
Yeah, so no.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've never done an interview before, so this is cool.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Hell yeah. And I love when people bring, like, their own, like, plus ones to the pod. Like, it's so funny because when I first started doing in-person interviews, that was, like, I guess, like, a reservation I had. I'm like, damn, I don't know, like, how I'm going to feel if people just bring their own guests. Like, it's my house and my interview room and da-da-da, you know? And as it kept happening and shit, I realized it's just such a fun way to, like, introduce new people to the pod. And then you get
100%.
spin-off, like, one-off episodes afterwards of just that person. It's fun, you know? It's really cool.
I feel the same way with, like, making videos and stuff, because I've done, like, a lot for him.
Yeah.
But also, like, I've done, like, shit with, like, Staggy and, like, other people featured on the song, and they've, like, came up to Connecticut, like, Jackson.
Yeah.
Sad Sky.
Hell yeah.
Did a video with them, too, you know. You know, I didn't know how to feel about it at first. I was like, I don't know if I can, like, make it work so that he sees my vision, too, but, like, you know, I noticed that, like, just rock with it and it works out, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Organic as fuck. I like that. Going back to Staggy now, I want to talk about Victory Lap, this song you have with Raph. You know I've been seeing that a lot of promotion. What is that turning into, like, an album of sorts? Is that going anywhere? Like, because I've been seeing a lot of, like, promotion and talk about the track.
So, if you know the story behind Victory Lap. I mean, it's about like it just kind of came together like I was already making my album that I was just referring to, the Drive Safe one. Like, the whole underlying theme of the album is cars. So, like, I have songs on it, like, called Cul-de-sac, called Drive Safe, like, just stuff that's, you know what I mean, like, stuff like that.
Witty.
And then like, just me and Raph, who's on the song, got into, like, an altercation with some people at a show, and some things, like, happened, whatever. And you know, it was just, the song was just a victory lap. Like, we basically were just like, yeah, like, we're the bigger people in this situation, like,
fuck the ops.
And, like, yeah, like, fuck the ops. Like, we're like, victory lap, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I also thought it was like interesting that it happened the way it did, because, like, the whole, like, Kendrick beef, like, not to get super deep into that because it's super, like, overplayed at this point, but just, like, I started the concept of this, like, before his album came out. And then people are saying, like, the GNX, the Victory Lap album, and then you know what I mean, like, Victory Lap is the starter to mine. And I don't know, I just thought it was cool that it, like, came together without me, like, biting what he was doing. It just kind of, like, you know, just came together.
I like that. Number one, I think of Victory Lap and I think of Nipsey Hussle, and I think that's cool.
Yeah. Shout out Nipsey Hussle.
Shout out Nipsey. You know, but so, like, any comparison to anybody else is like whatever. I think it's cool concept just in the sake of, like, fuck the ops. We're spinning, like, a Victory Lap is not even like, oh, I beat you, or, like, I'm ahead of you or anything like that. It's like, I'm so ahead of you that I'm fucking doing circles around you.
Yeah,
you know?
we're so up. Team is so up.
Hell yeah.
We don't even need to acknowledge it. That's why, you know, it's just like, I just put it out there as what it is. Like, I'm not, like, on my story like, oh, fuck this guy. Like,
yeah, it's in the music, real shit.
Exactly. Like,
and with this project and, like, the concept of it and, like, all this, like, car innuendos or, like, puns and stuff like that, what is exactly, like, the energy that this project is bringing? Because I feel like your sound, like, between the last interview and now has gotten, like, a lot more, like, hype and, like, upbeat.
Definitely.
You know, even though I know you said you were talking about emphasizing on, like, lyrical content.
Yeah.
I'm like, the sound definitely has changed. So what energy do you think you're bringing overall with this project, lyrics and sound-wise?
I think I just, like, at least from my own perspective, I know, like, people might have a different opinion on it, but, like, from my perspective, I feel like I just feel more present in what I'm making. Like, last time we talked, I was super, like, I wouldn't say, like, depressed, but just, like, down in the dumps. Like, I was doing drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm full sober now. I mean,
nice.
I smoke.
Congrats.
But, you know, like, just a lot has changed in my life, and, like, for the better. And, like, I feel like it's just, like, showing itself through the music, like, in terms of, like you said, like, it's more hype and it's more, like, I'm there in the music. Because, like, before it was just, like, me trying to get the words out, but I'm, like, clawing at the, you know what I mean, like, trying to get out there, but I couldn't fully do it yet.
And yo, I was just about to say that it goes right perfectly with my next thought of, with this, like, sense of clarity or, like, sobriety or whatever it is that, you know, changed in your mental, like, did they have an effect with making it easier to like network and reach out to other artists and stuff? Because I've seen you like collaborating with Pure Drill for videos, you hanging out with Stain, you're at Studio 404 and stuff like that. Shout out Stain. And all this stuff, you know? So I'm like, did that help, you know, with you networking and reaching out from Connecticut?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, part of it, honestly, like, Stain, like you said, was a huge help in me, like, not getting out there because I was already out there, but, like, really cementing the place that I want to be, like where I'm aiming to go type shit. Like, because their vision just matches mine a lot, and they're, like, a great group of people, and I was always, like, bouncing between, like, communities and scenes and being like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, like, what kind of artist do I want to be? But, like, I think I'm finally, like, finding comfort in my own skin as an artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, like, a very important part of the journey for any artist.
100%. I think, let me lower my mic a little. I think it's super important because, let me look at this too. Talking to that mic real quick?
Check.
Sweet. I think it's super important too because, like, even as like you know, even like speaking for myself as a creative, as a podcaster, as an artist, because I don't know, I don't make as consistently as all of you guys do, but I think being like in a scene that you have at least some sort, even if it's not like-minded, but it's like even like on a similar vibe, even if you're not like the closest with that person, but y'all are just on a similar vibe. Yeah, exactly. I think it's such a confidence booster rather than like being in a scene where you're like the only person who's on your vibe and everybody else is kind of like on something else, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like in the past, I mean, I honestly haven't been outside like that. Today is my first show in 2025.
Swag.
But,
that's dope.
Hell yeah. Shout out Trank, Stain, everybody coming tonight. But, what's it called? I just totally lost my thought.
Oh, it's all good. We'll try to catch it right now.
What was the question you just asked? I need to, like...
Low key, hold on, I forgot. Give me a second. It was more...
I got you.
Should put it in front of the camera. It's so funny.
I think it's in. Put it with the vape, too.
Yeah.
There we go. Fuck it. I'm gonna go get my pen, actually. Take a quick break. I'll cut this out. And now we're back, and I don't remember what we were talking about exactly. However, I do know what I want to ask about. And the show tonight, how did that come to be? Are you excited? What are you performing?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Who's so excited. Be there? Stuff like that.
Well, I'm, like, helping out to host the show tonight. This would be, like, the second event that I've ever played a part in hosting. It was put together by me, Kyer, Pure Drill, Slump Kevin, Perp Junt, Blaze.
All the peoples.
If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry, but shout out Stain, Trank, Nude Boy, everybody that's performing tonight. Yeah, it's going to be super fun. First show 2025, and I got like a 25-minute set, which is the longest I've had in like a while. I'm used to like 10, 12, 15s because I've been opening a lot.
Yeah.
So like having a closing 25-minute set is super lit.
Hell yeah.
And you know, of course we're starting it off with Victory Lap. I mean, come on.
Hell yeah. Yo, there's been so much like attention on that song, so I think it's like I gotta give it a listen. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't listened to it.
It'd be like that, yeah.
You know, like I've just seen like the Instagram promo and I'm like, Victory Lap, Raph, Staggy, I gotta check this out,
Shout out McGee. Yo, the flyer of us like running and shit, that shit is crazy. Shout out McGee, bro.
That's the dude who like animates shit, right? He did like the stain. Yeah, I follow him. I think his shit's cool.
He's super lit.
I think that's dope. Maybe we should get him on the pod and talk about some cartoons or something.
You should. He's from Canada, but you should.
Oh, cool. I never had anybody from Canada on the pod before.
Well, I just mean it might be hard for a real life interview, but you know.
Fuck it.
Fly down from Canada, fuck it.
Right? What was I gonna say? Now you're talking.
Yep.
Now you're talking. But you know, what made y'all decide to make the show free?
It was just super last minute, to be honest. Like we had like I think 2 or 3 weeks to like push tickets, and we were talking about it. We were like, you know, like don't expect to get paid from this event, whatever. Like. And then we were like, if we get paid, like whatever we get paid from the show, we're not going to dish out between us. We were just going to like go out for dinner and like get a nice like victory dinner.
Nice.
But then we were like, fuck it, let's just make it free. Like, who cares, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I love the idea of free shows. Maybe because I'm like a broke bitch, and I pull up to every underground show empty-handed, and I somehow make my way in. Sorry, y'all. I know that's like probably disrespectful as fuck, but it's like I'm broke. I'm popped as shit. I can't pay $25, $20 a ticket right now. I know it's fucked up.
Everyone loves a free show.
If we all had free show like that, I don't think we'd be underground anymore, you know? So like,
right, maybe we can be mainstream or at least like at the bar.
Yeah.
At the ground.
Yeah.
You know? But and so moving away from Victory Lap, moving about this album Drive Safe, going back to it, kind of just want to talk about in the sense of when do you plan on releasing, how many tracks?
It's submitted. It's
submitted.
on its way. What day is it today? We got 5 more days, I think, till it comes out.
5 more days. So by the time this episode comes out, it's out already.
Oh,
and the link is in the bio.
Stream Drive Safe then.
Hell yeah.
10 songs, 8 new songs. Yeah, this is definitely, I feel like, my best body of work so far. A lot of like meaningful lyrics on it. I've always had like meaningful lyrics, I guess, but like I said, like it all sticks to a theme. Yeah. And it's just nice. It's like tightly wrapped together with a little bow, you know?
Hell yeah. Yeah, bro. I like that, man, in the sense of just like, I like that people in the underground are moving away from like just only focusing on singles, which I understand that's like a very vital part of artistry or creating music. It's like that's how you kind of get your audience, like get your name out there, you know? Yeah. It's easier to push one track rather than 10 tracks.
Oh yeah, the one track will get way more plays every time.
Like. Right. But I do like that people are like taking the time back, taking the step back and focusing on themselves enough to have these full-length projects and like putting all this care and nurturing into this creation, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. I mean, somebody that inspired me to like continue to drop albums, because like I was starting to like move away from it and be like, oh, I'm just gonna do singles because my singles do way better and like da da da. Right. Slade, actually, he's somebody that like he just drops so much fucking music that I was like, dude, I'm trying to be like that. Like I'm trying to like drop a fucking album every month. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, shout out Slade.
Fucking grinder, bro.
Word up.
Nuke too.
Yeah,
yo, shout out. And that's what I fucking like about Stain and like everybody involved. Not to be like a dick rider, but it's like in the sense of just like it's really good fucking work ethic and like
it's insane work ethic. I'm not gonna lie.
Insane work ethic, and like I could never like I think the reason why I get so inspired and I admire it so much is because I lack work ethic so badly. Like
I feel that, yeah.
I work on the podcast and whatever, and I can keep consistent with that, but it's pretty easy. It's like I record this, I record that, I put them on top of each other, I export it, and it's done. Music is like you're like this blank canvas and you're fucking putting anything on it. Like it's really something so crazy. So for them to be so and for you to be so productive and on top of that shit and like keeping the brand aspect of it alive, keeping the music alive, you know, like really working on all aspects of being an underground artist, it's like hella dope, really badass.
Hell yeah, bro, I appreciate it. But I mean, at the same time, it's an art form in itself for you to be able to fucking carry a conversation for like an hour and a half with somebody that you just met.
I'm a yapper.
Like, dude, like, I remember the first time we were interviewing, it was my first interview, so I was like, oh my fucking God, like, I'm gonna brick, I'm gonna have no idea what to say, and then you just, like, kept it moving, you're like, all right, the name, the aura, you know, just blah, 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 like there was just always talking points, and I'm like, okay, word, like, this is lit, and like, that, I feel like that's the, like, art in it, or like the grind, like
you just gotta keep it going. You know what it is that I blank out all the time, so like I always have to keep like some sort of conversation or some sort of like filler going to just like, because like right now I'm not thinking of shit. Right now I'm literally just talking to just talk. It's yapping essentially, but it keeps the convo going. It'll spark something in you to say, and then from there we move forward and the conversation moves on.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, bro. But
where would the world be with no yappers?
Exactly.
It'd be a boring fucking place.
Yeah. No, I really don't understand how in the underground, and I guess like maybe this is like stupid to talk about, but in the underground I don't understand how there wasn't more like podcaster personalities or like people wanting to do like interviews or stuff like that. Like it's really just everyone trying to be an artist or a producer or something.
Just like Instagram.
I honestly think people are too like self-conscious to like fully put themselves out there. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, it's not easy either, you know?
No, I'm not saying that as like any type of like dig. I just mean like people can put out music under this alias or whatever, but once you like talk to them and try to like, you know what I'm saying, like pull some realness out of them, they're like, all right, I'm not ready for all that.
Yeah. Not everyone wants to be like themselves on a camera.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think my thought about it, so like personally and selfishly, has always been like, nobody wants to make their platform about someone else or anyone else. Like, people want to be about themselves, you know? It's like, I want to promote myself. I want to promote what I'm doing. I'm like here and I'm like, what are you doing? Tell me about your album, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I find that funny too, because like for a second when we first got in here and like we were talking about it, I was like, man, I feel kind of like, not stupid, but I feel like weird, like sitting here like gassing up my own album, being like, oh yeah, you know, the lyricism, because I'm like what you said, like, why is what I say important type shit? Like, I like that's why I like 4TF and stuff so much, because it like gives me like a greater purpose, I guess. Like, I'm putting on for me and a bunch of other people. Like,
I like that.
Same,
like, I got the whole team like doing their own thing, and we're moving towards like a bigger goal rather than just me being successful, I guess.
Hell yeah, I like that, because I'm a community-oriented person, so when it comes to like, of course, I have my own personal, individual goals with like what I want to do in life. But if I just fucking succeeded in being something to help other people fucking become something, I think it's like way more accomplished than like anything I can accomplish alone.
I 100% agree. And like, I might have brought this up last time actually, but like me and Mood and like all of our friends, we always be like, dude, shit's just not the same without Cuban, because like we got this friend named Cuban who used to make music with us like every day, and like during the grind phase, like when like nobody knew who we were, like we were just in Discord calls every night, like cooking up on like our little Blue Yeti, you know?
Like real old days.
Yeah, like the OG days, and like shit just doesn't hit the same without the people you start with, I feel like. And that's another thing that really pushed me to like want to put all my friends on, because like not to say they couldn't do it themselves or anything, but like I like to make that my goal, because then it gives me like them a reason to want to stay involved in like what's going on type shit. Like if it starts to like work out and like be successful, like people are like, oh shit, like I want to continue to be a part of this. I want to see where this goes.
100%. Yeah, because I think once other people are involved, you little stinker. Once other people are involved, you know, it like gives like a whole new enthusiasm about it, you know. And I think, and it goes back to confidence as well. It gives you like a whole newfound confidence about everything. It's like, oh shit, people. It's like you see other. The fucking neighbor's dog is really killing my vibe. I can't right now.
I was wondering what that was.
Yo, it's the neighbor's dog, and I don't know if they leave or they just leave it there crying, but I always feel bad. But like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But when you see other people like excited about, or you see it's worth something enough for other people to be excited about, automatically you're excited about it.
Exactly,
It's dope. And with 4TF, how has that been like since the last time we spoke about it?
I mean, certainly like it's still in its developmental era, I feel like
100%, yeah.
we only have out right now probably like 6 music videos, maybe something like that.
So like 6, 7, 8, something like that.
But I mean,
They're saying it like it's chill. Like, 6 or 7. Like that's 6 or 7.
Well, that was like through like a year.
That's cool. That's cool.
We've
It's
been
like,
working on it for a while.
At least like once every 2 months, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, that's why I like recently just started trying to like put my hand in like directing and editing stuff, because like, you know, if it's just Jacoby with the entire workload on like the YouTube channel, like the shit's just not gonna get done as fast. Like whether it be because he's not motivated or just because we're like working on so much that it's like hard to focus, you know, get everything done. Yeah. Like if there's 2 of us doing it, we'll be able to push content way like faster and have it be better. Like,
hell yeah.
Because I'm not trying to put out some shit that's like half-ass, like oh, I just want to get a video out because we haven't in a while.
I think that's been like the goal since the start, is like put out like the best piece of
quality over quantity, for
100%,
sure.
Yeah.
100%. I like that.
Yeah. That's why like sometimes it like will take me like a month or so to like work on a video.
Dude, there's this one video, it's not out yet, and it won't be with this interview because it's for a later project, but we worked on a video like a year. We like did like half of the shots like a year and a half ago, and then we did the rest like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yo, that's fucking crazy. That's gonna be like a time lapse in a fucking music
No,
video.
Yeah, I know. Dude, it was crazy. We like.
Yeah, it was probably like one of the craziest videos
Dude,
we've made.
It was so sketchy though, because we made like a fake dead body out of like sheets and tape and like my old ass like beat ass forces.
Yeah.
And we had to like drag it through the woods and like set it on fire and like if anybody saw us,
yeah.
like it was so cooked.
It sounds crazy, but the vision
it was fire though. It was fire.
If anyone pulled up, it would have looked like some crazy shit.
100%, yeah.
I think
anything for the shot, though.
I think even watching the video, when it's done, someone will be like, "This is some crazy shit."
That's the goal, you know?
Yeah. I hope so, bro. We've spent far too much fucking time on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, and my mom, like, because we were in my basement, like just wrapping sheets with duct tape so that it looked like a head and like shoulders and shit. And she comes down and she's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, what is this?"
Yeah, we're just like, "Oh, we're gonna make a video." She's like, "Oh, awesome!" Like, super supportive.
Yeah, yo, shout out Mimi, bro. She's the
100%.
goat. She's the goat.
That's so dope, dude. Having supportive parents when it comes to being an artist and creative is like, I didn't realize how detrimental it was until I grew up, and I was like, "Oh, you meet you meet." I'm like, you meet kids and they be like, "Yeah, my mom sent me to this college because I like doing this," and I'm like, "Wow, my mom didn't give a fuck about what I was doing."
Dude,
my mom was like, "Get a job. This is a hobby." I'm like, "Okay, mom, thanks. Shout out, mom. I love you." But like, holy shit,
I feel that though.
Moms are supportive out there. Shout out to moms sending their kids to fucking Full Sail University and shit like that. What
really?
the fuck? Holy
yeah,
shit.
my mom was not about to send me to college. I think it took a little bit for her to like see the vision, but like,
yeah,
she's definitely fully behind it now, which is super dope.
That's dope.
Like, cause like, I mean, I've been doing music since I was like 13, and she was like not fucking with it at first, for the first like couple of years. But I wasn't like off rip like trying to make it a career either.
Right.
But like, I think when I started doing like shows like at the Webster in Connecticut, shout out Concert Crave. She used to like go there for like concerts and like raves and shit and whatever, you know, like when she was like younger.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when she was like, "Oh, like
he's
you're
doing
like
something."
actually doing
Yeah.
something."
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Yo, maybe he's got to get to that point, and then, you know, moms and dads be like, "Yeah, my kid's doing something for real."
Yeah.
That's cool though, because you know what that is though? That's like a full circle moment. Like, I would be,
100%,
that would be fully wicked if I saw my kid performing at fucking any venue I've been to.
Literally.
You know?
Yeah.
I would be fucking ecstatic. So
Right.
that's dope. Shout out your moms for real. And we were talking about, you're talking about this video that it took a year to work on as well. I want to talk about another video you did. I'm blanking on the song, but it was like a video in a school bus.
Get it moving.
How was that? How was the creative process of that? How do you guys come up with that? Even dive more into your role as a director.
So that actually was not directed by Jacoby.
I didn't even play a part in that.
No,
one.
I know that's the Pure Draw video.
Yeah. Jacoby was not there for that one, but basically
It was supposed to be.
yeah, so actually the story to that is funny. Pierdro did a vlog. I think he's going to post like soon. But we were looking for a different place. Like we were in Connecticut cuz I had a show and Pierdro was like, "Oh, like we'll pull up and like film your set and da da da." And I was like, "Cool, like you guys can stay at my crib, whatever." Cuz they were with a bunch of the like staying heads, like Perp Jam was there, Slade, Goku.
Yeah. But a lot of cameos in that video.
Yeah, it was super lit. I love that video. But it was the morning after the show. I don't even remember what show. Oh, I opened for Christ Dillinger. And
How was that?
it was lit. I think Slade like is like close with like 10K and Christ in them, so I think that's why they all were like pulling up and we're like, "Fuck it, let's stay in Connecticut." Da da da. So like the next day we went to Bristol, which is like a town over from where I live.
Yeah.
Shout out Bristol.
Shout out Aaron Hernandez.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's from Bristol.
Oh shit.
And that's where Jacoby used to live though, so he like knows all the spots out there. Like I
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
right. I was
do.
supposed to be the tour guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
overslept.
and he told us where to go to this place called Graffiti City, which is not where we are in the video.
Yeah.
And we like followed these train tracks for like a fucking hour looking for this place, and then we just couldn't find it. So then we were like, whatever, like we'll follow it for like, you know, like 5 more minutes, and if it's nothing, we'll turn around. And then we got to the end of the train track, but the end of the train track was a bus barn,
Yeah.
and we were like, I kind of want to go see if one of those is unlocked. And then they were all unlocked, and then we were like, fuck, we're just going to shoot on a bus because that's lit.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, what
yeah.
the fuck? Did these kids rent out the bus? I'm like,
No,
yo, they didn't rent out
but
the bus.
that's what made it so hard because, like, I know so many people thought that we did.
Yeah. And I know, I was thinking, I'm like, all right, if they rented out the bus, like, what's the... Whoopsie doodle. I'm like, what the hell is the concept of this, you know? Like, not like on some judgmental shit, but on some just like, what is this, you know? Wow, I'm burning my arm right now grabbing this. There we go.
Yeah, no, it just came together. But I honestly am glad that it happened like that as opposed to, like, where we were originally going to shoot it because, like, that shit's just so fire. Like, it's simple, but it's so cool. Like,
I thought it was a dope vibe. Like, I thought it was cool, like, even with, like, the opening of the song and, like, everybody walking on the bus or like walking off the bus or whatever it is, having you like, were you on the roof of the bus at one point, like dancing?
I was
or
on
some
the roof.
shit?
I was on like the hood.
Yeah, you know, and I'm like, all of this with the angling and stuff. I was like, this is perfect for like the vibe of this song, even, you know.
Yeah,
like,
Pure Joe's crazy with like the cinematography and shit, like where the angles and like yeah.
So that shit was dope. The only reason I had to ask about like the creative process of it because I'm like, it would be a missed opportunity to like not realize or at least not ask the backstory of this cool ass video.
No, yeah, and I mean, nowhere else has the story, so you have the lore now. The lore is public knowledge now. We snuck on a school bus, and I just want to issue a public apology to everyone who got on the bus the next day, because Perp Junt switched around all the name tags, so I bet the kids were all in not their assigned seats.
That's crazy.
So that's crazy.
You just had a bunch of little Connecticut kids, just their lost.
You're like, who did this?
Why am I sitting next to Brian? What the fuck? Yeah, no, that's insane.
All because of Perp Junt.
But no, I also just I love that video too because it's like very like the focus of the video isn't just me the whole time. Like the homies play a huge part in it, and I love that. That shit's lit. 100%. Unfortunate Jacoby wasn't there for the shoot though, but many more to come. You know,
that's and I love that you keep saying these things because it really just goes to my next thoughts perfectly. Because my next thoughts were kind of going to be like the future in the sense of like what other videos do you guys have coming out soon, but also even like the far future. Like where do you see all of this shit going? Like everything right now, where do you see it in like 10 years?
I want 4TF to be like an established name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like it. Who did it? Like somebody already has like a 4TF thing. Was it like Lil Baby or
Lil Durk?
Oh,
OTF?
Lil Durk has
Lil
OTF.
Durk.
Yeah.
And
like,
Lil Baby has 4TF, right?
Yeah.
4PF. I didn't know about that one though. When
me neither. But
like,
then I found out and I was like, I need to be bigger than this.
I was tight when I found the 4PF thing. I was like, bruh.
I think you can.
Are you serious?
I think y'all can do it. I'm like, people hold Little Baby and Little Durk at like really high things, but I'm like, Durk is about to get locked up.
Yo, and I think we're just in different sectors of music.
100%. That's a whole other thing to even consider as well. On top of the fact that they're falling off. So I think y'all are good. I think y'all are fine. When's the last time you heard a Little Baby song and you were like, yeah, I like this one?
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Yeah. Right? Okay.
It has been a minute.
Right? I'm thinking
I'm
of
not
like,
saying he's washed, but
there was one song on the new album, but the new album was pretty long. So
I didn't even know he dropped a new album.
Yeah.
To be honest, hey, I only found this song because it was the one with Thug on it, and it was like right after he got out of jail.
Yeah.
And there was some lyrics about him getting out, and I was like, no way, bro.
I understand.
Sex is free.
I understand that. Shout out Young Thug. Yo, ASAP Rocky just got found and not guilty well.
Bro, that video, I was in my basement getting lit as fuck. I was watching Dante, and he was reacting to like some like something completely unrelated, and then he opened the trial thing, and then it was like da da da, not guilty, and then Rocky just like jumped over the fucking bleachers into Rihanna, and I was getting lit as fuck in my room. I was like, let's go.
Yo, bro.
Shout out Rocky, bro.
That trial was so funny to me, but also so weird because I watched like one day of it with my dad. I forgot when. It was like when I went to go interview that fucking dude for the Moonshine. And I was just so thrown off by it because number one, the witness they had on stand, like the guy who was suing Rocky, was like super inconsistent. Like you could just tell he was lying.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so this case should be thrown away. All the intermissions to the fucking seal above the judge with like the California state seal, it was just like 4 hours of looking at that. I'm like, okay, like
I was uninformed on that case. I just knew that he was facing some serious shit if convicted.
He was facing like some sort of assault with a gun charge. Like they were trying to say like he pistol whipped his boy or something like that.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
And it was just so stupid. And they were trying to give him a 6-month plea deal. He said no. He went and fought it and got found not guilty. That's how you know the government fucking sucks. Your lawyer sucks.
Really.
And I just feel like that just proves his innocence, like completely. Like
100%.
Like if you did it, bro, you're not.
You're gonna go to
ignoring the plea deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because what the hell? And I hate that they try to do that because, like, what he would have accepted that plea deal and they would have made him an example out of him for something he didn't do.
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
silly.
You know, as we said before the interview, the government don't care about shit but cheddar cheese.
Yeah, bro. They were just. That shit's fucked up. But it was cool to see him get found not guilty, especially like I was literally watching like a week before, and I'm like, they might as well throw out the case now. Like, this dude's a fucking liar.
I was focused on the Melly shit, bro. The Melly shit's crazy.
Whatever. Yo, what happened to YNW Melly? Is he ever getting out?
Yo, the trial is still going right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I wasn't too focused on the Rocky shit because the Melly trial's fucking crazy. They're like, I'm again like it's like spotty. Like, it's not all fact, but like,
right.
His attorney, like that's representing him, got accused of like something, and so the state's basically trying to say like she can't be Melly's lawyer, but then everybody else is saying like no, she can, like it's up to him, and they just keep like the state like keeps like not filing motions that they're supposed to file,
right,
and just like completely ignoring like Melly's rights, and they're like he's cut off from all contact with anyone in the world, including his mother, including his attorneys, so he's just not allowed to talk to anyone at all. But is standing trial and has already been in custody for like 2,200 days or something.
I was about to say, I'm like, this dude has been arrested and on trial since I was in high school.
For 5-something years.
For a minute.
Right?
Like, crazy.
Like, since I was in fucking high school. I remember, like, 2018 was, like, he dropped his, like, album. And then 2019, it was like, okay, where is YNW Melly? He's locked up. There was a friend in the car and a gun was involved. And he killed his friend and some shit. And Murder on My Mind was a giant predecessor of this murder. And that's what's going on. Okay, cool. If that's what's going on and he's guilty of that, if that's what he did, why is the state still trying to prove that?
Yeah.
Fucking
that's what I'm saying.
Later.
Like, that's the only thing that makes me be like, damn, like,
I don't think
what if he didn't do it? Because, like, it shouldn't be this hard to prove.
I think they just take young, successful black men and they try to make an example out of them and ruin their images. And if they don't ruin it through the law system, they're going to get you like they did with Kodak and get you hooked on fucking drugs that will have you sounding...
Dude, Kodak's been wild, bro.
You saw that video of him eating chicken in Atlanta?
No,
like, in the street?
I didn't see that, but that's crazy. I bet, yeah. I saw the one of him on Kai Cenat's stream, and he was just straight tweaking. Like, he was talking to him, and he was just talking nonsense, like garble. It's like, what are you saying? Like, you sound like Charlie Brown, like, wah, 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 wah. Yeah, you know? Like,
that shit is actually sad,
and
though.
it's really sad because I fucking love Kodak Black. Like, anyone who grew up in the era we did, like, you love all these, like, this whole generation of artists, and, like, half of them now, like, everybody fell off in some way, shape, or form, and I think it's just, like, and I don't like to make it, like, a race or a political thing, but I just truly believe that they don't want us to have, like, young black role models or young brown role models. I think, like, they do sabotage their careers or try to, like, do something afterwards that's like, oh, you know, he was cool at one time, but now, I don't know.
I mean, just because, like, racism is illegal doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, like, it's very prominent still. And, like, I read a thing yesterday, which was, like, the first black woman that like attended an all-white school is only 70 years old right now. Yep. Like that shit is like super recent.
Or like 100%. And oh my god, I could talk for hours about how in the history books they completely warp our idea of time. Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. were the same age, and they make one seem like it was forever ago, and they make one seem like
I did not know that.
And they make they make the civil rights movement sound like it was in the fucking 1800s. Shit was happening in the 1960s. It's not even been near 100 years. Not even near 100 years. Yeah. And then fucking. And the Holocaust, which happened in the 40s, also not even 100 years ago, they bring it up every point they can to this point to make it sound as recent as they can. And there's no comparison. It's apples and oranges. Genocide and discrimination is genocide and discrimination no matter where it is. Yeah. But the fact that you're going to black and white one photo or hide videos of the fucking civil rights.
That shit is crazy. Like photos being made black and white and shit.
When we had them in color, is insane. Why am I looking at Martin Luther King Jr. in black and white when we had color film then? But then I'm seeing Anne Frank in color and everything was in black and white then. And it's only a 20-year fucking difference, and it's crazy because it warps everybody's perspective moving forward.
100%.
It's insane. It's insane. Not to get so political on the Cult of Personality podcast, but you know, like it's something like there's so many psychological, like what psychological operations on our fucking brains by this government in so many different ways. And then this is where it gets into the conversation of like them accessing us in the astral world and shit like that, you know?
Shout out Astra.
Shout out Astra. Right? Anywho, back to the topic of conversation with Staggy and Jacoby before the CIA comes for the Cold Personality podcast.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Right? That's how you know.
Fuck 'em. Tell them come at me.
That's how you know you've made it in journalism, when you fucking get murked by the government. So when I made it, I'll be gone and immortalized.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. I'll take one for the team right now if it means like I'm set in stone forever.
That's
like
it.
shit.
Put me on the podcaster fucking 10 Commandments right there. But anywho. No, yeah, so then we talked a little bit about past, present, future. I'm kind of zonking out. What would you like to talk about in today's episode?
I mean, before we go forward, I will say 2 things we got in the vault right now. 2 videos from Jacoby that are like mint, pristine. I feel like peak, like phone and CapCut video. Like you can't, like we CapCut maxed. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Like,
yeah.
like it doesn't get better than what it is for the resources that we have, and it's just lit. And
what was the creative process for these? Which songs are these videos for? Talk
so
about
like
that.
I would like drop more knowledge, but like this is on a totally separate album from what's coming out in a few days. Because I literally, I'm not gonna lie, like backlogged. I like wrote it all in a note yesterday. I have like 11 albums just like ready to come out.
Oh,
just, like
shit.
made for, because
Yeah, bro,
I
you're
be
set for like the next 10 years.
I be sitting in the lab just like recording all the time. Like Connecticut, bro, is so boring. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, I would bet. So that's why you just be in the crib just recording?
I just be cooking. Like sometimes, like I'll go out on the weekends. Sometimes I go to work. Anything else is just like recording or hanging out with wifey. That's it. It's like the only 2 things that I do.
Do you ever want to get out of Connecticut? Or do you
I love. Okay, like I've thought about moving to the city and stuff mad times. I've gotten like offers and stuff, and like I mean, part of the reason we haven't is because you know, she has to finish like college and stuff. I didn't go to college.
I understand that.
But also just like I like the fact that every time I come out here, it's like
refreshing.
yeah, and it's like a treat almost, like a vacation, like a I'm not like numb to all the good things that come with living out here.
To live out here, definitely you get super normalized to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like I like that, like, and also I feel like living where I live like has made me be able to entertain myself with like little to nothing. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
And I appreciate that because like, you know, like I feel like if you become super normalized, like, oh, just like if I want to do this, I can get it done, and like
You start taking shit for granted, for real.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't ever want to like take that for granted, and also just like have a lot of family out there. It is beautiful in Connecticut. It is scenic, I will say too. Like I don't know, I like no light pollution. That's pretty baller.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's so funny you mentioned this too, because I with the city and like living outside of the city but close to the city, like number one, my dad has a camper upstate, and every time I go and come back, I'm like, oh, I love this whole thing, like this whole change in scenery. But I lived upstate for 5 years, and every day that I wake up in this apartment, I'm like, I'm so fucking grateful for my life today. And like I don't take anything for granted because of that experience.
See, yeah, at least you know.
I was, because like, listen, like I was born and raised in the Bronx 14 years, and then I moved to West Bumblefuck nowhere. So you're like, yeah, it's really boring out there, and I get like, you can get used to it. Like eventually I got used to it, and if you grow up and you live out there, or you're born out there, you're probably all you know. Yo, being from the city and going over there was like being put in solitary confinement. Yeah. So like to come back out here and like to live out here, it's like.
But the thought of that to me is like the opposite. It's like overstimulating. I'm like, dude, I can't do this every day. I can't. Like I love driving too. I can't almost crash out behind the wheel every day. Like I can't do it to myself.
If you like to drive and you like peace and quiet, New York is not
those
the
are two
place
things
for
I
you.
enjoy very much. I mean, I said it last time I came on the podcast too. I think like I love that like my image, even more so now, low key, like in the city. Like when I'm on a bill or I'm doing a show in the city, people are like, "Oh shit, I gotta come see Staggy," because like, you know, after the show's over, I'm going back to my cave in the woods and hibernating and fucking making music for another month and a half before I come back.
I like that. I like that. You know what's so funny?
It's exclusive.
Creating that rep is so funny. I live in New York City and I like to act like that. It's like, yeah, come out to this one show and see me because you'll never see me again. I'm in my cubicle.
Yo, I love being mad mysterious for no reason.
Real shit, bro. 100%. 100% literally. It's like, has extra lore. You're going to see me hop on this stage and you're going to be like, what a mystery.
Even though realistically, like, I'd be out in New York every fucking weekend. I'm just like, shh,
hell yeah.
You won't see me.
Where do you like to, like, where are your favorite spots to hang out in New York as a non-New Yorker?
Long Island, because it reminds me of home, but it's still, like, more stuff to do.
Yeah.
Because it's, like at nighttime when I want to fucking be fried and drive to 7-Eleven, I don't have to worry about, like, cars on every side of me and just, like, I don't know, like, overstimulating, like, so many things to focus on, like, I can just drive to the store and everything's cool.
That's really being adjusted to like outside of New York, yo.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's so real though. That's so cool though because like fuck it, like when you're high, you don't want to be annoyed by loud noises and shit. Like you just want to cool.
I don't even smoke and drive out here. I can't. I literally can't.
Yo, I be zooted everywhere, and I don't even think. I don't even think about the noise. I'm like, I'm just in New York, zooted as hell. I'm fucking zooted. Yo, and that's really like, and that's because I'm normalized to it. Like I'm here, and that's it. That's how I live. Like, yo, that's crazy. But that's so cool.
I get fried and like sit outside and like listen to the crickets and shit. Fool. Like,
yo, no, I used to smoke with my uncle upstate. Like when I was still living with my mom, bro, and like we would go like. You know, you're not gonna smoke in the house. We go to the back door, like under the deck in our backyard, and you would hear any little like, and you're like, "What the fuck was that?"
Just like on edge.
You know, I'm thinking there's like deers looking at me through my backyard and shit. It's like,
but then out here you smoke, you hear something, you're like,
it's just whatever. Yeah. Fat ass rat right by your foot. You're like, fuck it.
I will say though, like I kind of want to move, cause I do live in like bumfuck Connecticut. Like there's straight nothing to do. Like I kind of do want to move to like Danbury or something that's like closer to the city, like, cause I'm 2.5 hours out-ish right now.
Yeah,
it's like Danbury.
Well, no, maybe not. But I'm saying like no in that area, like
just closer to New York.
Yeah, like
still in Connecticut.
At least like 45 minutes to an hour closer.
100%. That's a good commute. Like that's like anyone's goal. Like moving out of New York City. Mm-hmm. Like any New Yorker who's moving out of New York City is not moving more than an hour out.
Yeah, literally.
Because they want to like have that access. Whether it's Jersey, whether it's upstate, whether it's fucking Connecticut, Massachusetts, wherever down
100%.
Pennsylvania. It's like within an hour, which I guess is cool because like what everything. No, not really. I'm like I don't know about Connecticut, but I'm like. Fucking Philadelphia is like 2 hours away and all that shit. Like even if you wanted to be somewhere else that's lit but still be close to the city, it's like really hard. You would have to be the best bet you have is probably Jersey because it's like Jersey City and like Hoboken, and even then Jersey sucks. Fucking hate Jersey.
That's the only issue. Yeah, I hear that like frequently, and my boy Sel Cooney lives in Jersey. He said that shit fucking sucks. Like, cause I've been out there quite a few times, and like
it physically stinks. The whole state stinks like garbage, and I don't know why. And I feel it makes me
stinks like garbage.
It makes me feel bad for like New Jerseyans or whatever you call them, and Jersey as a whole, because it's like there's people who take a lot of pride in being from Jersey. I know some artists who like their whole thing is Jersey, you know, and it's like fuck yeah, man, represent Jersey. And I'm like every time I go to Jersey, over the bridge, on a train, on a car, on a plane, which is never, you know, it stinks. So I don't know.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you don't really fuck with your city if you can't take like the criticisms of it, because like I love Connecticut and I'll always put on for it, but like low key though it also sucks.
100%.
Like, same with New York City. Like it's great out here, it's a great place to be, but it also fucking sucks at the same time.
Listen. Being in Brooklyn, yo, my family thinks I'm a bunch of traitors, bro, and here's why. Growing up in the fucking Bronx, the Bronx is like the most shat on borough besides Staten Island. And people don't shit on Queens. I don't know why, because it's all like just like not transplant. That's more so Brooklyn, but Queens is literally like the suburbs put into the middle of fucking New York City, unless you're by like Corona or like wherever, like the western side of Queens. But it's whatever. Bronx gets so much rep for being dirty, smelling like piss, rats, crackheads, bums, everything. And I'm like, yo, bro, because of all of this, as a New Yorker, I live in Brooklyn now, and I'm like, yo, I fucking love Brooklyn. Brooklyn got culture. Brooklyn's this, Brooklyn's that. My family from the Bronx be like, you're not even a real Bronx head no more. Look how you talking about Brooklyn. I'm like, yo, bro, I could take the criticism, but shit, man, people are mean about the Bronx.
I mean, you know, it's different from the Bronx. I feel like it does get a lot of like misplaced hate for no reason. Like even, bro, I will say like my first it was maybe like my third New York show. You remember when we did that show in the Bronx? Like,
y'all did a show in the Bronx?
We did a show in the Bronx, and then, and then like, AP, who I was like on his tour at the time, he's like, yeah, man, like, you know, like, everybody out here is telling me, like, why are you fucking coming out to the Bronx? Nobody does shows out here. It fucking sucks. And, like, then we never did again, and that was the only, like, really thing I heard about the Bronx.
What part? Do y'all remember what part it was?
Zone 6.
Zone 6.
That was what the fucking venue was called. I don't know.
That shit was probably in, like, fucking, I don't even know.
Let's see.
I'm like, that shit was probably in fucking Hunts Point. But, bro, I be saying all the time, when are they going to start throwing shows in the hood? I live in Flatbush. I'm like, when are they gonna throw a show down the block? You feel me? Because every show being along the L or the J train is driving me fucking insane. I cannot go to Bushwick. I cannot go to fucking
facts. Every show that I fucking get asked to be on is fucking like on Bushwick Ave, bro. Swear to God.
Bushwick or Myrtle Wickoff or fucking wherever that I can't even pronounce the stop that I get off to go to Living Gallery. Fucking Kanishko on the J train. I don't know. Either way,
fuck the Living Gallery now.
I live in Brooklyn. It should not take me an hour to get to a show in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no.
I have to go into Manhattan to go back into Brooklyn. That's insane. When are we gonna start throwing shows on Flatbush Avenue? When are we gonna have white boys come into the hood? I want that.
I want that. Yo, let's fucking do it. Let's cook. But no, listen.
Let's cook.
Listen. I live where I live. Like, this is another reason why I can't live out here. I know we like kind of passed this already, bro. If I get in my car and pull out of my fucking apartment complex and drive 4 miles down the road, it will probably take me 5 minutes. But the venue that I'm performing at tonight is 4 miles from here. 40-minute drive.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Like, that makes me want to crash out.
And that's the quickest way you're going to get there from here, too.
I know. I was like, fuck it. Like, maybe we should just take the train, like... Looked at the train. Yeah, it's an hour and 9 minutes. I'm like, okay, cool.
You're gonna have to take the Q to the L. Maybe not. You're gonna have to take the Q to the J. Like, it's always some dumb shit.
Bruh, I can't.
And
crash out material.
No, 100%. When I went to Utah in the summer, like 23. Yo, and I took one fucking Uber there, and it was like, yo, from Salt Lake City to the Salt Lake, and it was like however many miles, and it was like a 25-minute Uber. I'm like, I think that Uber over here would probably be like $100 and way longer to get there. And it's because you're just burning so much gas at red lights. That's literally the only reason why it's so much more money.
There's so many
time.
lights.
Yeah. Taking Ubers over here is the quickest way to get me upset because I'll just be in the back seat and I don't like being a backseat driver and this is a stranger driving me, right? But I'm just getting like, especially the local roads over here because Brooklyn's weird. Brooklyn's not like Manhattan where it's a grid, okay? It's like all these streets that are combined because it's from the colonial period.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you could tell on the way here. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like why the fuck is fucking like why is whatever 22nd Street here, and then you get to one block, and now 22nd Street is over down here. It's weird, like, it's weird. Anywho, when I'm in a fucking Uber and we get caught at every red light, and I'm 5 minutes away on the GPS, but it's gonna take me 15 minutes because we're getting stuck at every red light. It's right. I could walk down the block. I can get out the car and walk and get there quicker. It's the quickest way to piss me off.
Literally, bro, the time pisses me off so much when like heads from out here will call me like, oh, how far out are you? How far out are you? Like Jackson will call me or something when I'm on the way to his crib, and I'll be like 40 minutes out, like 4.5 miles away, and I'll just look at the time and get pissed off, and I just only tell him how many miles away I am. Like anytime I'm out here driving somewhere, I'm this many miles away because I don't even want to look at the fucking time.
You become living in New York, and people asking you like, oh, how far out are you? You end up becoming like a professional liar.
I swear to God.
It's like, yo, how far are you? Half an hour. I'm still an hour away.
I didn't even leave the crib.
Yeah, I ain't even leave the crib. It's so real. You don't know how many times I leave the crib and I'm like, yeah, I'm 30 out, 25-minute out. I'll be right. I'm walking right now.
Traffic's
to
OD.
you.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Literally, I can't even say traffic. My train got stuck at the station.
Yeah,
like that's train traffic. That's it. That's the blame.
Construction.
Stopped to get a sandwich and Ock literally died.
He died the
I'm a
Aki way.
witness and I have to give a report. Like,
Yo, I'm so sorry, bro. I'll be there so soon.
Yo,
I'm literally sprinting right now.
no, for real, bro. Yo, thank God, bro. Thank God. Like, I'm just thinking about like times in my life where like trains and shit, and like I've had to lie to like bosses and be like, yo, I'm on my way, and like it's fucked up. Shout out concierge. But shit, before we kind of wrap it up and stuff like that, is there anything else that I'm missing? Because I feel like we talked about a lot of good stuff and like what you got going on now, what you got coming up, what you've been doing since the last time we spoke, which I always like to cover, like past, present, and future.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But is there anything else you'd want to talk about before I ask you like the wrap up question and we get to the end of the interview?
Let's see. I feel like I have to cook with this.
Let's cook.
Let's cook. Yo, shout out Nuke. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I would just want to say, I feel like you might even be able to tell. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet, but like from the last interview to this one, just like, you know, life in general is just so much better. Like everything's good. You know, for all those who are like religious and shit out there, definitely like aligned myself a lot more with like God and like got in that bag more, because I was always like religious, but I never like fully like, you know what I'm saying, like like devoted myself to it, but like started doing that, got sober, did all that, whoop-de-whoop, you know what I'm saying. A lot of bad stuff happened too since like last time, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better at making positive out of that, and that's like severely affected my career in a good way.
That's like the best lesson to learn in life. I think when you let negativity and like bitterness like really take you up or eat you up, like at any chance it can, it's like so easy to crash out and like self-destruct in life, you know? But it's really like having the ability to persevere and be like, okay, like this is happening now, but I'm about to be lit tomorrow.
Use it as like a learning event, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, learn from your mistakes and, you know, improve.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the biggest sign of growth is how you take like what you do with negative feelings and situations and shit like that, like, because it will change over time, hopefully for the better, but you know,
right, 100%.
Like, yeah, I feel like that's really it, because I remember last time we were interviewing, I was just in such a bad way. Like I like the interview, and I definitely am glad I've been a part of this podcast and stuff, but I'm super glad to just like have this space again now and like be able to like not clear the air, but just like revamp my image on this show, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like, cause like just everything's just good now, you know?
You got a chance to talk about like all the dope shit that's been happening since then. You are also in here in real life, so I think it gives you like more of like a personification of like who you really are, you know, and like your energy and shit like that.
This is your boy.
And you brought Jacoby and Sadboymood over here, man.
Yeah,
we chilling right now.
You already know,
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, so like with all of that being said, like I think it's just, this has been like a great showcase of like where you are right now, which is like my favorite thing about the podcast is like really capturing milestones.
For real.
So like let's see where you are next year, and like I'm like, definitely more than excited to have you on again and we talk again about what you're doing when the next project is coming out and stuff like that, you know?
Absolutely.
So now?
Only up from here.
Only up from here. Jacoby, what do you got going on too before we finish it off?
Still you know, making covers, making videos, you know, trying to improve on the whole 4TF thing. You know, we want to get merch started and stuff, you know, stickers and stuff.
Buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. As a kid, I've always wanted like my own clothing brand.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Having 4TF is just like a greater opportunity to like do these things.
An avenue to expand.
To do, you know? Yeah.
That's dope,
bro. It's gonna be like everything. Like we have the vision. Like it's gonna be a clothing brand. Gonna be I want it to be a record label. Like someday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, this is the big boss shit, yo. And I'll be on the same way, bro. I'll be thinking about cult personality. I'm like, yo, one day I could be a fucking this. I could do this.
Yeah. It all starts with believing it, you know.
Right,
bro. And I feel like what's super cool about your podcast too, and like what made me really want to be a part of it.
Oh my shucks.
Is like the things you've cemented in time and like how they will age. Like I think about it, like you ever watch like the Peep documentary and shit?
I love.
And
I used to watch that shit on repeat.
Like they'll play like old clips or like whatever, and you'll be like, damn, like you'll look at them like, damn, they had no idea like what was gonna happen from there. And like I just like watch your interviews or like think about it from this moment right now, and I'm like, people are gonna look back on this and be like, man, like nobody in the room had any idea where they were gonna go after that. Like
I think that's the greatest fucking compliment that I've ever received on the podcast.
Let's go.
Because like, and not to like, you know, like rank it, because people are like, oh, you know, just I really appreciate the platform you give. I really appreciate what you do with your platform. I really appreciate your podcast. I think your podcast is cool in this way, that way. I used to watch the Peep documentary, and literally, like, you see the young videos of him and young pics of Peep, and you're like, yo, this guy didn't know what the fuck was about to happen.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Good
like,
and bad. Like, he didn't know he was about to die. Yeah. But he also didn't know he was about to blow the fuck up and, like, change the whole landscape of underground music forever.
100%.
Like, you know, and, like, you know, like, the same thing for all of us and for the whole podcast is like, I don't know where any of you guys are going to go. I always say that you guys are on an incline, and that's truly what I believe in, because every time I interview people, it's like, I got this going on, this going on, this going on, this going on. I'm like, it's only up from here, for real. Yeah. You know? And but like, who knows how far up everybody's going to go from here? Who knows? I don't know where the fuck I'm going from here. This podcast is like this podcast was created as like a interim idea for like, oh, I'm not doing music, or I'm having a hard time making music, let me keep creative and keep in the scene, you know. 100%. And then I just like grasped onto this and clicked with it way better than music, and so who knows what the fuck is gonna happen, but I'm glad that I'm the person capturing all of this.
Dude, and I mean like even to like go further than that, like you've documented things that like only live in that certain time, like you
cementing history.
Like I believe you're the only person with a Princess Mob interview that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you have things that will never be a thing again, and that's super lit.
I didn't even think about that, but that's true. Like that Princess Mob interview was sick, and I remember like being so hyped to do it then, and I was thinking like, yeah, this group will go on and they'll continue doing their thing, and people will look at this, and that literally it doesn't exist. Like who knows if we'll ever see all of those people? We'll probably never see all those people in the same room ever again.
Literally, that's what I'm saying. But you have it on film. Like that's lit. That's lit. Super lit. And
thank you, bro. I really appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
I really appreciate that, bro. Yeah, and I'm excited, and I went with you and with Stain and with all of you guys, like specifically like this scene that we know of, or whatever you want to say, like the scene just in general. I think you guys like have like, I think you guys are the next like underground, like, you know, like there is like obviously there's a giant underground and we're all a part of it, but then there's the underground that's like the mainstream underground. And I think you guys are like the next guys to like get the cosigns from like the guys who are up right now, and like you guys are already linked in with hella cool artists and shit like that. You guys are hella creative, hella work ethic. Like I think it's just gonna be like, yo, there's a bunch of white boys in fucking New York, and it's gonna be lit. Like, you know, these guys are throwing free shows and they're doing these videos and shit, and it's gonna like, word's gonna get around. That's what I believe in. So like with the podcast and all these interviews we're doing, I'm like hype, because I'm like, one day it'll be like 1,000 people watching an interview, like, yo, this is fucking. And when I did the interview, it was 50 views, and motherfuckers didn't even know who we were.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I feel like spaces like this is like a staple to the community. You know what I mean? Because it gives,
and that's why I say, why isn't there more? Like, we need more.
It gives everyone the ability to like speak their mind. You know, get more into like the people like you care about. You know, so 100%. You fuck with an artist, you know, watch this hour and a half interview and like get to know him more, you know.
100%.
I actually couldn't even get Jacoby to fucking go on camera for a podcast or anything. You're the only one that's been able to do it. Yeah, we literally, bro, we set up a whole shit in my room. Like I bought a microphone. I bought the microphone.
Did you?
Yeah, you bought the like everything else pretty much, but I bought the microphone. And we like put up sheets in this like little like cubby in my room and like a desk, and like made everything, and we filmed one. It wasn't even a podcast, it was like a review of like a song. And just Jacoby was like, dude, I don't know, like I'm mad nervous in front of the camera. And I'm like, bro, no. So we fumbled, and you're the first one to get him in front of the camera for real.
I'm fucking honored, dude. I hope it was like a welcoming and comfortable experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've been following your stuff for a minute, you know.
Hell yeah. Okay, like, that's what I was hoping. I'm like, I hope he just like was like confident enough, because I just bring that vibe. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and heads know who you are, bro. I said in the Stain group chat, I was like, yo, you know, I'll be at the venue like at this time. Like I'm gonna be in the city early though, because I'm doing an interview with Mikey, and everybody's like, oh, Mikey, love.
Hey.
And I'm like, yeah, that's lit. Like,
That's
everybody knows
dope.
who you are.
That's dope. Yo, and every time I pop out to the show, everybody shows mad love. Sometimes I be thinking like, yo, like, because of what we were talking about before, like being mysterious. I'm like, I'm in my cubicle. Like, I'm not a thought in anybody's head. Like, I'm just on the internet. I exist on the internet for you guys.
real.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. I like that. So
Probably
much
feeling
love.
the same way because I'd be all the way at home and like I'll catch word that like people are talking about me and I'm like, man, I'm like 3 hours away. Like
Word.
for what? Like don't make me blush and stuff. Like
For real.
Yeah.
Yo, it's dope though, and I'm really happy to have had all of you guys on, and I'm really excited for the future to have you guys back on and to continue like
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
continue this friendship, continue this fucking partnership, continue this collaboration, all the professional and informal and formal words for what is going on in this room. I love it. You know, thank you guys.
100%.
So now this leads us to the wrap up question. Before I wrap it up, I want to apologize for how hot it is in here because of this fucking radiator. I know
I'd
we're all
rather it
sweaty,
than how
right?
fucking windy it is outside.
Okay,
like,
cool. Because I know it gets dry in here, and in the summer, it's no better because then it's just moist and humid from outside.
Yup.
So it's like this podcast room is always hot unless the radiator isn't on, and then we would be freezing. So I guess whatever, we can't complain. But Staggy, Jacoby, even sadboymood, everybody involved. What do you got going on in the next day, week, month, year, decade, century, millennium? It could not be music related at all. It could be what you're eating for breakfast tomorrow. Just anything in the future on the horizon.
Really just expanding, you know?
Expanding.
Yeah, trying new things, you know, getting new equipment to make better things.
Hell yeah.
That's hard, buddy.
You know, we both still have like a full-time job too, you know, 5
Yeah.
days a week, you know.
Yo, yeah, we actually work at the same restaurant. It's lit.
Oh man, how's that?
It's sick, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been there for like 2 years, you know. I like the fast-paced stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a restaurant, you know, you're always moving, always doing something.
Makes work go by easier and
Yeah,
quicker.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
So, you know, that takes up like most of my week, I say. But on those off days, you know, really just trying to continue the grind.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not gonna lie, we literally there at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh shit. So y'all about to turn up tonight, get
Yo,
lit,
yeah.
drive home, and
Dude,
that's
we're gonna
it.
get home at like 5 a.m. or something.
Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all
And then
gonna
be
break
there at
night or
9.
take a little nappy nap?
Gonna have to.
I
I mean,
have to, yeah.
at least try.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
power nap, you know.
I'm
Yeah.
not complaining though. I feel like it's a blessing to be able to fucking like come do some shit like this and then immediately go home and just
Yeah.
get back into this
Like, yeah, I've been
routine and
telling
make
people
money.
at work, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the city before this, and they're like, oh my god, what are you doing? How are you gonna make it back? And I'm like, you know.
I'm just chill like that. I got it.
And I low-key love the feeling of coming into a shift the next day being like 6 hours ago I was turned in New York City.
Yeah. It's like I'm better than all y'all
Because
motherfuckers
everyone
right
out there,
now.
like, not everyone, but majority of the people out there, they're like, you know, haven't been in the city. Or
Regular
like,
Connecticut
aren't-
folk.
Yeah, they're not tapped in, you know. So
Yeah.
When you tell them about stuff like this, you know,
It's like, all right, hot shot.
yeah, it's crazy. you
Yeah,
know?
no, it's definitely like a I don't know. I feel like when I started coming out here to do things is when people like started taking me seriously. Like not, you know, I
100%.
said that about my mom too, but like everyone where I live, like people started being like, "Oh, like you and Jacoby, like you guys are the big shots now. You guys go to fucking New York and do shows." You know, like
It is real though, because even though it sounds like so silly or whatever, and it's like, oh, from a work perspective, it's really not. Like even when I
Yeah.
came out here and I started networking with the artists out here, automatically everything I started doing became like more official, more professional,
it just
more
becomes more
seriously taken. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, I mean with good reason, I think. Like you know what I mean? But
yeah. Real shit, man. That's
Oh, yeah.
dope. And I was gonna say, like, even like, cause you were like, oh yeah, I think it's really cool and really like a blessing to be able to do this and then come back home and shit. I'm like, in this economy, it's a blessing to fucking work. Period.
that's what I mean. Like
100%.
come out, do some shit like this, like you know, like while out for a second, and then go home and like warp back into reality and be like, all right, I'm here. Like maybe I'm hungover, maybe I'm whatever, but I'm standing here making money by standing here being miserable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some people don't have any source of income. Some people don't have like anything like that. So it's like just lit. Like
Yeah.
Hell yeah, no, it's fucking dope, and I'm really excited to see where everything goes from here. And it's just hella work ethic, hella
Yeah.
creativity, and like it's hella inspirational.
It
That's
really
what it is.
yeah.
And so now, shit, let me think of what I'm gonna say. I think I finally just wrap up the podcast and tell the audience all the things I usually tell them now.
Alright.
Before I do that, thank you for being here for an hour or so.
of course.
Thank you guys. Thank you for doing that, because You know, number one, yeah, it's hot in here, and number two, you know, it's like I think it's hard to talk for a long time. You guys had water, but nobody touched them, so I know you guys.
I didn't even know that was for
you guys
me
have
for real.
dry ass mouths.
I was like, damn, somebody left their water from the last podcast.
No.
Like, I was looking at it like, damn.
No, you guys, yo, I'm gonna watch the footage back and watch you guys just looking at it like.
You will see me stare at this like intently, like.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's refreshing. Quench your thirst.
100%.
So now, this was the Cult of Personality podcast, hosted by yours truly, once again, Mikeymcchoppa. And with us today was Staggy, along with Jacoby and Sadboymood.
Yes,
Shout out 4TF.
Shout out 4TF. Shout out the future. And shout out all of you guys watching for the last hour and a half or so. All links into everything will be in the description below.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who I'll have on next week, but I've been doing really well with weekly uploads. So I might see you next week.